If you travel a lot for work and are sick and tired of carrying around heavy luggage everywhere you go, then you'll love these minimalist toiletry packing tips from a busy gal who's on the road all the time. Hey gals, my name's Emily Myrick with marriedmyrick.com, and every Wednesday I post a brand new video on attainable homemaking for busy working women. So if you're like me and you're on the go a lot and you're not home all the time, but you want to be a good homemaker, then hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification and you'll get notified every time I post a new video. So today we are diving in on what I pack for toiletries as a minimalist packer. I travel a lot for work, and this little Osprey bag, 30 liter, carry-on approved, is basically all I travel with. This and then my work computer bag. I always fit everything I need in this little bag, whether I'm gone for 2 nights or 2 weeks. And if you are interested in how I can do that all the time, hit that little like button and maybe I can make a follow-up video on what I actually pack, clothes-wise and entertainment-wise, all of that. But for today, we are just focusing on the toiletries. So my first tip for packing minimally is to always have everything ready to go, so that if you're on the move a lot like me, you want to just be able to grab your toiletries and go. You don't want to have to spend all the time packing up your toiletries every time you're ready to travel. So because I am gone so frequently and I mostly travel by car, but about every other month I am taking a plane somewhere for work, I always like to have my toiletries divided up into carry-on approved size. Now when I do travel by car, I can bring some bigger size items that I cannot carry onto the plane, but I keep those separately. I don't actually keep those in my normal bag, because if you have a toiletry item that is liquid and it's too big and it's not in your clear container, you will get held up at the airport and it will delay you and you could miss a flight if you time things like me where you're always running to the gate last minute. So the other thing is I always keep my liquid toiletries in this little pouch in my backpack. It's right at the front, so it's really easy to access and still keep everything cinched up tight so that I can get through security fast. Now I always keep my liquid toiletries in this clear bag. It's seen its better days after 5+ years of travel, heavy travel. But it's just like a little Velcro. So when they say it needs to be in a clear bag, I always thought Ziploc bag, because that's what we used growing up, was a quart-size Ziploc bag. But the thing is, you can actually fit more if you have more of like a square bottom, and if you have more of a square bottom to your clear bag. So they actually sell Ziploc bags with this kind of bottom. Now, this is just something that I've had laying around, and so I just use this so I don't have to keep replacing a Ziploc bag. I've used this for over 5 years and it's got maybe a couple little holes in it, so I should probably get a new one soon. And as you can see in here, I don't even have all of the space filled up. I'm not just like packed to the brim. This is because I don't always carry all of the toiletries I need, because if I'm going to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb that I know has shampoo and conditioner and body soap, then I don't bring it. Now, if I'm gone for long periods of time, like overseas or something, and I don't know if there will be toiletries, sometimes I will stick an extra little shampoo or body soap in my clear bag, but for the most part I don't carry anything like that. And this is actually what I use every day at home too, and I just use it right out of I use all of my toiletries right out of the bags that they belong in, so that I'm not having to repack every single week when I'm going somewhere. Now let's go over what is in my clear bag first. So first up, I have in this little Clinique bottle, it's actually just apple cider vinegar that has been diluted with 50% water. And I use this with whatever kind of towel that they have, you know, little washcloth, as an astringent at night. And the other thing that I mentioned in that video too is coconut oil. So I actually just put solid coconut oil into this container, and the reason why I keep it in with my liquids is because coconut oil can be a solid or a liquid depending on what temperature the room temperature is. So in the summer when the airports are really hot, it turns to liquid and it stays in this little container, but it needs to be in hotel bathrooms making weird noises. But it needs to be in the approved TSA 311 rule. One quart size clear bag, 100 milliliters or 3.2 ounces. And so that's what these reusable containers are. So they are TSA approved. And yeah, so I just refill this up with coconut oil whenever I am running low, but it lasts me a long time because you don't use very much. It's for my hair, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. The next thing is just a simple moisturizer. I like this one by Clinique. It's almost gone. I need to get a new one. But this is just kind of an all-purpose moisturizer because my skin gets very dry. And then of course a travel-sized toothpaste. The other thing I carry with me is just a simple face wash. I would use a refillable bottle if I ever run out of those little samples, but the little travel size sample things, if you only use them while you're traveling, they, you know, can last a long ways. Now I will say too, because I said that I use everything out of here, typically the liquids like the apple cider vinegar, I have a full size at home. So I'm just using the full size, so I'm not constantly refilling my little travel. But I just keep everything in here. So if I do use anything, I just put it right back into where it belongs. Another thing that I always have with me is eye drops, and the little sticker on there is totally like, yeah, fading away, but I really like the aloe eye drops. They're really great for if you have allergies. I always have Neosporin on hand just for if you get a scrape on your finger or anything like that. And the last thing that goes in my little clear bag is just a little tube of mascara. Now, as you can tell, right now I'm not wearing any makeup. I don't wear makeup very often at all. And typically I will save that for if I'm shooting a YouTube video or if I have some kind of important work event where I want to take the time to put on makeup, but I don't put on makeup every day. I don't feel like I need it. That's just a whole nother topic, so we can talk about that if you're interested another day. So let's go move on to what is in my cosmetics bag. There's not really any cosmetics in the cosmetics bag. You will find out. First thing up is mini hairbrush. So as you can tell, I've got a lot of hair, so when I'm at home I do have a full-size hairbrush, but it is just so nice to be able to carry something compact and little, and it gets the job done. It takes a little bit longer, but it's fine because it saves me space and weight. I always have to have floss on hand. I always bring a razor, disposable, with me in case I forget it in the shower. I do have one eyeshadow that I brought, and it is Clinique eyeshadow in the color Daybreak. Then I also have this little bag in here with just some extra odds and ends like band-aids and Q-tips, and then bobby pins, safety pins, nail clipper, tweezer, and a tiny little scissor. As you can see, very small. This is just, like I said, where I keep everything. Since I'm on the go so much, I just like to have all of my utensils that I use like just available for me even if I'm traveling. So I usually use those to like trim or shape my eyebrows. Now I will say those are TSA approved for the United States as long as your scissor, like the blade part, is under 4 inches as of now anyway, it is TSA approved. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's approved in every country. I did have my last pair of scissors taken in the Korean airport last year. I totally didn't know that it wasn't allowed, but I was only carrying on all of my supplies, so I had no choice but to fork it over. Okay, there's just 2 more things in here. We'll go through them really quickly. One is my deodorant. Now, I am trying out this natural deodorant from Primarily Pure. I don't really know how I got roped into this, but my husband was all, let's try natural deodorant. And I was all like, okay, that sounds great. And we have tried several brands. Some work fine, some don't work at all. And so far I am liking this one. However, we are trying this out in like the fall/winter, and I have not really had the summer test with this company. So until I could get through the summer test with this company, I can't honestly just like recommend it, but so far it is our favorite out of the natural deodorants that we've been trying. The last thing that I brought with me, at least on this trip, is a foot mask. So if you've never used a foot mask before, definitely give them a try. They are so nice on your feet and just relaxing, and they really are good for moisturizing tired feet. And I am currently at a trade show for my job, and so I will be on my feet on the concrete all day long for 2 days, and so I know tomorrow my feet are totally going to need a little bit of reviving. So I've been saving this mask from Taiwan for about a year now almost, and so I'm finally going to use it. But these little feet masks you can get anywhere in the States. I do bring my electric toothbrush. If I'm going to be traveling out of the country, usually I might just bring like a disposable toothbrush instead of my nice kind of heavy electric one, but I do really like to have this one with me if I'm just traveling stateside. So that is everything that I bring with me for toiletries. Everything else that the hotel has, like shampoo, conditioner, and body soap, and that's really all I need. You don't need to have like a whole ton of beauty skin products. I try to be very minimalist with what I use on my skin and for a beauty routine anyway, in just everyday life, and it makes it so much easier when you're constantly on the road and have to bring your toiletries with you and then bring them back to your home for a weekend and then back on the road again. Thank you so much for watching this video and stopping by. Leave a comment below if you travel a lot for your job and tell me where you go. I would love to know where all in the world that you guys are listening from and traveling for your work. And I will see you guys next Wednesday.